Welcome back to our channels, Warriors. We are still growing. If you haven't had the warden of RJD, James Hill, who keeps firing people and using the excuse, oh, my hands are tied. Well, my hands are not tied, buddy. Smash that subscribe button. Go ahead and have them smash it right now. But before I get into that, let me give a shout out to the following patrons: Hernan, Michael Mua, Winston, Alejandro, Trailero 760, Grant, El Skid, Nathan, G, Hobie Cat, Mika Boy, Lead with Love, Abuelita Irma, Charles, Elbert 12, Soulstar LA, AI Vega, Esquiel, Big Bad 48, JT, Nova, Jack, Linda, Angel, Michigan Wolverines, Mikey, Marius, Chevelle 66, Gigi, Abuelita's Journey, and Dallas Herrero. If you are not on that list, you are definitely missing out. I'm posting stuff over there that you cannot see anywhere else. Make sure you hit that link in the description below and sign up to become a patron. This episode right here, man, I started it off with Mr. James Hill, none other than the warden at Richard J. Donovan Correctional Facility. I could say that. I could say that. It's on the website. You go to the CDCR website, it tells you who's the warden where. It's not a surprise. Go look at the one at Mule Creek. Wow. With that being said, Hector, the episode for today is: are managers for the California Department of Corrections immune? Do they suffer immunity? Are they free from disciplinary action, from getting fired? I'm going to tell you guys the truth. I am going to tell you guys the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth. A good friend of mine, who may or may not have retired and come back as a retired annuitant, said, Hector, red card holders take care of red card holders. So here we go. What does that mean? Well, it means if you're a manager for the department, you get a state ID. And along there's a border, it's a red line if you're a manager. If you're a supervisor, a sergeant, a lieutenant, you get a blue line. I'd be having the blue lines. If you're a regular officer, you don't get any damn lines, right? You get fired is what you get. Here we go. Hector, explain. Dive into it. Oh, I will. Let me see. In my time as a young officer, mind you, I did 16 years with the California Department of Corrections. As an officer, sergeant, and lieutenant, was my first 8 years being at Centinela State Prison as a CO. Regular ground pounder, knuckle dragging prison guard. I've watched male wardens sleep with their office secretaries. Oh, mind you, they were married. And they didn't get fired. What they do is they tell you, hey, buddy, I think you should retire now. They give them that out. How courteous, how etiquette is that, man? I'm sure any officer that got fired recently at Donovan would have loved a easy way out. Hey, buddy, just so you know, it ain't looking good. But that's not the way they do it. You show up to work one day, they walk your ass to the ERO, the employee relations office, some shit like that. I don't know. I met there a couple times. And they say, here's your folder. Have a good day. You're no longer employed. You're separated from the service. What the hell? That would be a horrible fucking feeling. No, thank you very much. I'd rather resign, walk out on my own free will with my chin up out the front door. Not that I was in trouble, because I wasn't. Had I been in trouble, I would have been under investigation. I would have resigned in lieu of termination. That did not happen. I strictly resigned because I didn't want to forego any buffoonery, right? Your boy can see train wrecks happening a mile away. So you got these married wardens back in the day sleeping around, doing dirt, driving drunk in state vehicles, and they get two options. You can either promote to headquarters, one more rank up, or you can be forced to retire. Depends on whether they like you or not. Well, little do you know, they're now the people that are running the department into the ground. What about that one former warden at Mule Creek? let's bring it up, man. So you guys don't be thinking first of all, I don't be telling lies. Mule Creek, Warden, FBI. That's kind of serious. You guys, I don't gotta verify shit. But oh, here we go. Just strictly reading the news. Nothing wrong with reading the news. Mule Creek State Prison Warden Joe Lizarraga was walked off the property at the prison by FBI agents. Ooh. The hell is this guy doing? He may or may not have been switching price tags on snowboards or golf clubs, something like that. Embezzling money, whatever they want to do. None of these officers that have gotten fired recently, that worked for me, were doing any of that kind of fucking buffoonery, right? They were showing up to work. They were dealing with problematic inmates. Donovan, right? The worst of the worst. They can't even get along with their own shadow because they be trying to suck their own shadow's dick, steal money from the shadow, steal dope from the shadow. It's just so bad, man. It's just off the fucking hook, right? Be trying to take the shadow's ass in the middle of the night, then file a PREA on themselves. It's just straight buffoonery, right? And who gets fucked? Well, not the shadow. The officers, right? Which brings me to my next point. You got the new warden there. God bless his soul. I remember him as a sergeant. I do remember him. I remember how he got down as a sergeant. He might have forgot. I didn't. Told you it's a small department. So you mean to tell me, Hector, the current warden of RJ Donovan was your sergeant back in the day at Stenson State Prison? Oh yeah, absolutely, 100%. Without a doubt. Facts. Might have even been the lieutenant there, IGI or ISU. For sure, 100%. Is he a bad guy? That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, how the hell are you going to fire 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 employees at your prison and think that's fucking cool and think that there's not a problem and think that that's the solution? And how is anybody above him, which I know who's above him, which isn't helping the situation, gonna forego that? Let me give you guys some examples here. Man, it's kind of, I love to give you guys analogies. If we worked at a car dealership, right, and there was a owner of the car dealership, let's call him the owner Mr. Hill, right? But there was a CEO above that person. And all of a sudden, that fucking dealership is doing bad. It's doing bad in supply, in inventory, in sales. It's just bad. So Mr. Hill starts to fire, right? This is a fictional scenario, guys. Don't get it twisted. Starts to fire the salesman. You're fired, Bill. Fuck off. You know what, John? Your shoes suck. You know what? Brandon, kick rocks. So they fire the fucking car salespeople. Now you're asked out. Now you're vacant. Now there's nobody to sell cars. Then they fucking look at the janitor. If Hill looks at janitor like, hey, Pedro, you got to go, amigo. The way you've been missing that toilet, I be seeing a little bit of fecal matter around that rim. Kick rocks, my boy. So there he goes, right? Then you have the secretary, depending on whether she's attractive or not, or a torta, or willing or not willing, she might get a pass and might hang around. She might be beneficial to him in the future. She gets to stay in this scenario. Then you have the mechanics, right? You got Jim, Pablo, you got Petey Pablo, all working on the cars. Fucking Hill comes around and is like, hey, guys, you know what? Nah, not today, buddies. Not today. Pack your fucking lunch and get the fuck out of here. You're done. Don't come back. So now everybody's fired, right? You got Hill there. Did that fucking solve anything? Yes or no? What if you're the CEO and you come down and you're like, hey, what the fuck? What happened to the employees, Hill? Where the fuck are the employees? Why aren't we selling any cars? Why is there fucking shit all over the toilet? Where is your secretary and why is she underneath your desk? Get up from there. Get up from there, Pam. You're embarrassing yourself. Have some self-dignity and respect. Do you see the fucking problem here? Nothing got fixed. Nothing got fucking fixed at all. Whether you want to call it a facade, smoke and mirrors, a dog and pony show. What do you call that? Help me. Type it in the comments. What do the fuck do you call that? Because that is exactly what's happening in the California Department of Corrections. That's what's been happening. Your boy had to resign. Let me pat myself on the back. Let's realize what I did. I walked away from 1.5 million, give or take, to be able to just say what I just said. The last 10 minutes and 45 seconds. Your boy's eyes are getting bad. So what do we do about that? Right. Well, if I was the CEO, hence the secretary of the department, I would say, hey, Hill, you got to get the fuck out of here. And all your fucking managers. Clearly, you guys are the fucking problem. Not these officers that you're firing them. What are you firing them for? Okay. Fucking more than half are going to get their job back. So what are you firing them for exactly? Better be a number 9 on the matrix, disciplinary matrix. And you didn't fucking fix the problem. The inmates are still not getting their program. The inmates are still violently and viciously attacking each other. It is not safe or secured. The inmates that are actually programming and listening are getting the shit end of the stick because you've purposely created chaos and pandemonium. Officers are calling in sick because the morale has taken a shit and they don't want to go to work because they're afraid of getting fired for doing their job. God forbid an inmate goes and reaches for your weapon at the hospital. You use force and then you get fucking fired for defending everybody's life. Nobody wants to go up against that. Nobody. With that, the message for today is, what the fuck are we doing here? What the fuck is going on? Will somebody please listen to some fucking reason? We're almost to 18,000 subscribers. Keep sharing, liking, commenting. Let's get this motherfucker going. Keep pushing forward.